brothers and sisters, and welcome to the Self-Improvement Basis for Community Development Talk Show. I'm your host for today, Sister Keisha Muhammad, and joining me is Sister Carolyn. Sister Carolyn is a personal chef as well as a caterer. Today we're going to continue our discussion regarding healthful living. Last week we discussed Memphis being ranked, once again, the nation's most unhealthy city. We thank all of our viewers who supported the show by calling in. We also have received several questions regarding healthful eating and how to live a healthier lifestyle. And today, we would like to take this opportunity to answer some of those questions. Thank you for joining me, Sister Carolyn.
My pleasure, Sister Keisha.
So let's get started and answer some of these guest questions.
Right. Okay, the first question is, I find dinner time to be the most stressful part of my day. Please share some things that I can do to alleviate this problem. And I think we've all had that experience.
Absolutely.
First things first, you want dinner time to be a time where you can unwind, you can talk to your family about the events of the day. It's a bonding time, so it should be a time where we can relieve stress. But sometimes it's a hectic time because of homework, children have to get ready for the next day of school and whatnot. So I have some tips that I'd like to share with our viewers that hopefully it'll make it a little bit smoother. One of the things you can do is enlist the help of your children. Have them maybe set the table, clear the dishes, or set up the dishwasher. Maybe have the little ones tear lettuce for a salad. Children really like to help and they love being involved. Another thing I would suggest is cooking when you have pockets of time. For instance, if you send your children off to school at 7 or 9 and you don't have to be at work until 10 or later, then take that time to start your dinner. Right. For example, if I wanted to do a sauteed garlic broccoli, which we made on the show some time ago, you could go ahead, boil your broccoli, shock it in a water bath, and let it drain for the day. So when you come back in the evening time, the only thing you have to do is finish it off on the stove or in the oven with a little olive oil, butter maybe, and kosher salt and pepper. Or for instance, if you want to do a casserole, go ahead and assemble your casserole, put it in your dish, and put it in the refrigerator. Or if you wanted to make a meat, chicken or turkey, but remember, if you start it, you have to go ahead and finish it, because as long as it sits up unfinished, it'll set up bacteria and could become harmful. So either you want to go ahead, put it in a crock pot to finish cooking all day while you're away, maybe making a stew or whatever, or a soup, or you want to go ahead and totally finish it in the morning. So in the evening, you could just heat it up. Or put it in the refrigerator, and while you're making dinner, put it into the oven and it'll be baking. Because the assembly part is one of the things that take the longest time. Right. So anything that you could do to cut down on that. I would also suggest, if you have a table, a kitchen table, or maybe a breakfast nook, have your children sit there and do homework while you're in the kitchen preparing dinner, so you don't feel isolated. Right. And if they have a question, you're at arm's reach and you can just easily go over and help. So that is still some bonding and some family time. One of the things that I do is, for instance, we made bean soup before. You could go ahead and make 2 batches, because if you have to chop 3 stalks of celery, you may as well make it 6 and double your portions. Go ahead and divide that and freeze part of the bean soup, and then maybe your family could eat on the rest of it during the week. Another thing I do is I plan my menu from Monday to Sunday, or whatever day you like to shop. Really just make a 7-day menu and build one day from the previous day. Right. For instance, the same broccoli I talked about, I may go ahead and make 2 heads of broccoli, and we may have steamed broccoli on Monday, but Tuesday I take that second half and make cream of broccoli soup, or broccoli cheese and rice casserole, or just broccoli with the cheese sauce over. So I'm getting double for my money, and it doesn't take as long. But above all of that, one of the things I would suggest is not waiting until 5:30 or 6 and decide and trying to figure out what am I going to make for dinner, because of course you're more frantic, and that brings stress in and of itself, trying to figure out what you're going to put together for dinner. So having your mind what you like for dinner, and oftentimes when we do that, it's